Hey there, guys. I'm just going to go through this information very briefly for those who were unable to come to the session that Mr. Kinkley and I held through Google Meet today. We have finally gotten a little bit more information on the structure of your test other than it just being FRQ style. We know now exactly how many questions you got, what to expect in terms of tackling all of them. And so that's what this information that was shared with all of your peers will discuss today. If you have questions after you watch the video, feel free to email me. I will try my best to get back to you as soon as I can, but I can't guarantee that it's going to be a super quick turnaround this weekend simply just because I am still in the process of formalizing a lot of my lesson plans and things along those lines for next week. And things are still kind of up in the air as to how Oak Hills is going to move forward with this testing. So I'm going to give you as much info as I can on this, and hopefully the majority of the questions that you would have would be answered by watching this video. Okay, so officially, your test date now for AP Psych is no longer May 12th at noon. It is May 19th at 2 p.m. Okay, and that is going to go across the board in terms of time zone. Okay, so people that are, in California, 3 hours away, their testing time is still technically 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's just for them with their time frame. They're going to be jumping onto their devices at 11 o'clock. Okay. There was some question on whether we were going to have one FRQ that was just going to be really long for 45 minutes or if we were going to have two FRQs, just smaller sized. And basically what we've got is a bit of a mix of both. Okay, so you are going to have two FRQs. They will be 45 minutes in length, broken down to the following. So you can see all this info here. FRQ number 1 is going to be 20 minutes. Okay, and then you're going to get about 5 minutes for uploading, okay? And then that actually should say 25 minutes, okay? So it should say 25 minutes and then 5 minutes for uploading. So you've got a total of 30 minutes attached to the first FRQ. It is going to be typical content application structure and worth 55% of your overall score, okay? So it's going to be more like our traditional define and apply FRQs, okay? So all of the tests that you've ever taken from me are that traditional concept application. Okay, so you are sitting very well suited for this test moving forward. Okay, FRQ2 then, and this is going to freak some kids out when they see this time frame. It's 15 minutes and 5 minutes for uploading. That time frame I know scares people because you guys think you can handle it in 15 minutes, but I want to explain to you it's going to be a pared down size and it's all on research method application. So you're going to need to be able to evaluate psychological studies, evaluate statistics and data, and we're going to be able to do a lot of review and recap on that for you as we move through these next 6 weeks leading up to that test. Okay, so realistically, that research methods question, it's going to be shorter. It's going to be tiny. It'll probably have like 3 or 4 concepts attached to it. That would be my best guess. I don't know that definitively yet, just because I don't know if College Board has definitely decided on how many terms, and I don't know if they're ever going to tell us that. But if I had to make a guess for a 15-minute setup, we train you for 20 minutes for 7 terms. So 15 minutes really isn't that out of the realm of possibility to tackle 3 or 4 things. Further, if you are a student who receives accommodations via 504 plans or IEP accommodations, if you petitioned to the College Board to get those accommodations for your test, when you log in, they're ultimately going to have them already loaded into the portal that you will be testing through. Okay, so they'll know who the individuals are that are receiving accommodations, and so if you get 2 times the regular peer, for example, and you'd be getting 90 minutes, that time would be allotted into your portal as you're testing. Now, it's important to recognize that when you test, you are going to have to keep your own time. And I'm going to come down to this guy right here. There's going to be a timer there for you, but you are the person who needs to monitor it. That is a big difference from how things are for you when you test in person, because you have somebody there giving you warnings. So you have to be very mindful of when you start, how much time you've got, and a lot of our review and practice moving forward is going to really try to help to continue that process that we have expected of you guys from the get-go in here. Let's come back up to the top part. Students can type or handwrite their essays. So you could, if you feel more comfortable following handwritten essay work, write it on some loose leaf, take a picture of it, and then upload it through the testing portal that way. Or you can type your responses and submit them. Okay, so you do have multiple varieties available to you for whatever you feel most comfortable with. But it's important to recognize as well that you're only permitted to use one device when you access the questions. So whatever device you use to retrieve the questions with, that's what you've got to use to submit. So if you pull it up on your phone, you've got to submit everything with your phone. If you pull it up on your Chromebook, you've got to submit it with your Chromebook. They are going to do simulations for you. They will release the structure in a few weeks so you can practice seeing what it's like to upload, so that way there is no confusion on test day or concern that you won't be able to get things in, because if you do submit after the time is called, nothing is going to get counted for you. Something else that's of significance to note, and that was discussed quite a bit in our video chat, was how they attempt to, or are going to attempt to, ensure that cheating does not happen. First and foremost, your submissions are going to get run through software identifying any kind of plagiarism that you have. So if you try to Google something, copy and paste the info into your submission, they will be able to figure that out. One other thing of note that I think is most significant to a lot of students, because I've been doing this for a long time and they have never provided this opportunity before to validate scores, but every teacher will receive their students' FRQ work that was submitted on May 19th, 2 weeks after it was turned in. And we're all going to be able to read what it is that you guys submitted. So we're going to be able to see, is your test indicative of your typical writing style that you've had with us through this whole entire school year? Okay, or does it look like, for all intents and purposes, you've attempted to cheat or circumvent the situation? Because it's very possible then that teachers will have to send things to College Board to say, hey, I have some concerns about this particular submission. Okay. Something else that's really significant too, and they emphasized this hardcore in a webinar that they had for us teachers last night. Anyone that's caught cheating, not only are you going to have your score invalidated, but they're going to notify your college. So it could be a scenario where you don't get college credit for your test. You could lose scholarship money, and it's possible even that a college could rescind an offer because you have demonstrated in that circumstance a lack of academic integrity, and they may not feel that you would be a good fit any longer for their school. There are even scenarios that they discussed where they would know if you were working with a friend, for example, sitting at the same screen or in the same home, working on the test together. They have ways of ensuring that that is not going to be possible as well. And something else they shared with us is they have other parameters that are set up that they're not even going to share with us teachers, because they truly want to be able to ensure that this test is going to be legitimate and that the score that you've got is really the score that you've earned. So this was the info that we shared with everybody in that meeting, and then they had the opportunity to ask questions as we went through once we were done. So if you feel that you have some concerns that were not broached in this little overview that I just gave to you, you're welcome to send them my way via email or remind text. You can do that too. I can't guarantee that I'm going to have the info. As I said, we are going through a meeting on Monday with all of the AP teachers at Oak Hills to discuss what College Board has put out. But if you're really interested, you could follow, his name is Trevor Packer, Packer, on Twitter. He is the AP College Board coordinator, and he knows an awful lot about how all this stuff is going to go, and so he regularly tweets about structure and expectations and stuff like that. So it may be possible that he can give you guys some info too. But this was the general gist of what we shared with everybody. So hopefully you find it helpful and beneficial, and just let me know if you got questions.